Hey, what's up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here and welcome to the return of the 3-tier squad builder here on FIFA 16 Ultimate Team. I've had loads of requests in the comment section on Twitter of you guys asking me bring this series back. It was one of my favourite ones from a previous FIFA, so of course I'm going to deliver on that. The idea of this series, for any of you guys that are new to it or haven't seen any of this series before, is that we build 3 different squads. So in this episode, we're focusing on La Liga. Now, there's a lot of you guys that are maybe mega rich already on Ultimate Team. Some of you have got a few coins and you've done a few packs or something. And then some of you are trying to play from grassroots Ultimate Team where you're not going to put any money into the game. So I'm trying to basically help all of you guys at the same time, trying to cater for all of you. So we're going to build 3 different squads. One's going to be very cheap, one's going to be quite a lot more expensive, and then there's going to be one godly squad at the end that is a lot more expensive than all of them. Those are the different tiers in the 3-tier squad builder. Let's get into it. If you could start by hitting that like button, that would be amazing. So tier number 1 is a very cheap one. This is a nearly all non-rare squad. We've got 3 players that are rare golds. This is a 5 to 10k team. So if you watched my Road to Glory the other day, you'll notice that if you're a returning Ultimate Team player, you can nearly build a squad like this. You probably could build this squad without even playing a single match. You've got the likes of Nzonzi Rafinha, you've got yourself a Pablo Hernandez at centre midfield, who's got some insane stats by the way. You've got Bruma, you've got Ferreira Carrasco out on the wings, and then up front you've got a 6'3" god that's known as Bebe. He's got 84 pace as well, if that helps you at all on Ultimate Team. So what you do with this squad is you just build it on the cheap. You get it done, you get it built, and this is a perfect kind of starter team if you like the La Liga to use on the game. Now, what I found is that the certain players that were stand out in this team, one of the centre backs was really good. I really liked Jimenez from Atletico Madrid. I really liked Bruma, the right winger. I loved Pablo Hernandez, the centre midfielder, and of course Bebe he was just awesome. Like you could replace the the first E in his name and replace it with an A, and he could be Babe because he was that much of an awesome player. And I'm so embarrassed that I just said that. That's ridiculous. But for someone who's a non-rare striker, he doesn't half tear defenses apart. He's a very solid player, and look at that. I mean, that's a lovely little dink. He's a low-rated non-rare gold. He can literally rival some of the more rare, more expensive players in the game, and he's costing you like 400 coins, which is brilliant. And that's the whole idea of this series, is to try and find some low-rated, absolute godly players, as well as some more experienced and more well-known, and see how they actually perform type of amazing players. So this is squad number 2, tier number 2. It's around 75,000 coins, and as you can see, what we've done is we've upgraded. We've got like a full rare gold team. We've got some absolute beasts in there. We've got the likes of Laporte, Danilo, we've got Krychowiak and Kovacic in the midfield, as well as Enzo Perez, and then our front 3 is actually godly. We've got Konoplyanka, who is also matched up with Feghouli on the right wing, and then up front we've got Jackson Martinez, the Colombian 84 rated striker who's a big brute on the game basically. So this is what you do if you've got 75k. This is for you sort of guys which have either been trading at the start of the game, or maybe you've put a few FIFA points in and you've packed a nice player, or you've just managed to sell enough coins to gather up 75,000 coins. This is the sort of team you can build in the La Liga. It's very strong, and the midfield was where it was at. Krychowiak as a CDM, I mean, he even gets forward and scores a goal right here. That's not too shabby for a finish for a CDM either. But he's rock solid. Enzo Perez is a workhorse. Kovacic is actually insane. I'd actually like to play him at cam because he was so good going forward. And this particular goal from him coming up right now, I'm pretty sure he nutmegs the player with a chop. Yeah, I think he nutses him. And he sticks it into the back of the net with ease, and he's a really good player. And then, of course, you've got Jackson Martinez up front. He's an aerial threat. He's also got skill moves and relatively decent dribbling and very good pace, great strength, amazing finishing as displayed right there. So tier number 2 is good, it's 75k. But what if you're like me and you're an Ultimate Team junkie? You want to put extra money into the game and build a really powerful, expensive squad right at the start. Well, this is your squad. It is a La Liga, of course, very expensive one. It's got the likes of Dani Alves, it's got Varane and Godin at the back. The higher rated, pacier, better looking cards on this game fit into this team lovely. We've got Rakitic and Modric at centre midfield. I mean, Modric, he's like a 60k player right now, so it's a lot to invest. It's nearly the whole entirety of tier number 2 in just one player. We've got Iniesta at cam, we've got Neymar and Williams at right mid. I mean, this Williams guy is just unbelievable. He looks a bit out of place there in the squad, being the only silver there, but trust me guys, he's insane. And then of course we've got Luis Suarez up front. He's a 90 rated overall striker who's had a lovely upgrade this year, and he's got 88 pace, 88 shooting and 88 dribbling at the same time. What an absolute god. Now, this team is, of course, for the elite at the start. You're not really going to get this via trading. You're going to either have to have packed someone amazing, or you're going to have to have put quite a lot of money into the game. Now, the reason I share these types of squads with you, because I know a lot of people can't afford them, but I've actually shown you 2 other squads that are relatively affordable. What I like to actually compare it to is a show like Top Gear. You watch Top Gear because people like to show off amazing Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Bentleys and all sorts of crazy cars that you can't afford yourself, but you actually aspire to have them and you want to see what they perform like, so you watch Top Gear. And that's the sort of thing that you could compare it to in this particular series, is that these are some of the better players on the game that are way more expensive out of a lot of people's price range, but you actually get to see them in action and see how they perform. So Luis, oh, I love this, by the way. Look at this little Panenka. Ooh, beautiful. If you get it right in the green and you hit that LB button on the penalty, he runs up to it and dinks it straight down the middle, but his run up doesn't like it's disguised. It doesn't show you that he's going to do a little chip or anything like that, which is brilliant. So this squad is the final squad. This is what I do every single episode on the 3-tier squad builder, where I pick some players from each of the different tiers that I enjoyed the most, and if I could build one of the squads with sort of players from all of the different tiers, I would build this. It would be a 3-4-1-2, and it would feature players from every single tier. Mainly Jimenez from the first one. He's a cheap player that's going into this squad, but a lot of these players do feature in tier 2 and tier 3, of course. Williams, Neymar, Suarez and Iniesta from tier number 3. We've got ourselves Kovacic and Jackson Martinez in tier number 2, I believe they were. So they're all going into the final squad. This is what I would build if I could build from all 3 of the tiers. These are the best performing players from the 3 different tiers. It's around 800k, so it's actually a bit cheaper than tier number 3, but not far off of it because we're using some of them, the more expensive players from the most expensive tier. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. If you found it helpful at all and you've got a squad to build from it, maybe hit that like button. That'd be awesome. Or if you're just feeling kind, hit that like button. It really motivates me to make more. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. I've got one of these going up every week. I've got all sorts of different series going on as well, so that's interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time, guys. Peace.